Hello, my beautiful student. How are you? Today we have English word lesson Pupil book unit 5 and we are continuing to finish unit 5. Today we are talking about how we use or how we talk about time or clock. Okay, so the first question about time or clock we will ask anyone is say what's the time or what time is it? So the answer will be, for example, here it say it's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. How we know? We have to read the numbers on the watch, which is say here is 12, 6, 3 and 9, and the other numbers we will write it here. So the question will be what's the time, and we can answer by it's 3, for example 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to explain it more on the board, so be with me. So our lesson for today is talking about how we use or how we ask about the time. So here we have the time. How we know to ask about the time? First, the question will be, what's the time? What's the time? We will see the watch and we will write it or answer depending of the number of the watch. Okay. For example, say here it's 3 o'clock. Okay. So let's change here. Make it, for example, like this. Okay. For example, like this, here we have two lines, the tall line and the short line, okay? The tall line is here, for example, on the 12, and the short line is on 6. So how we make the question, we say, what's the time? Here, depending on this picture, we can see it is 6 o'clock. Why? Because the short line is on the 6 and the long line is on, or the tall line is on 12. So we will write it is or it's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Okay, let's change the picture and, for example, say it's like this. Okay, because the tall line or the long line is on the 12 and the short line is on 10, so we will say what's the time, and the answer will be it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. So did you understand it? It's too easy. You just have to follow the long line and the short line. On which number is it? Then we're gonna know what time is it. Another time we can use here, the long line is on the 12 and the short line is on 2, number 2. So we will say, what's the time? We will say it is 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. Also for the other times here, we have number 4. On number 4, we say it is 4 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock. For the other times here, we have 9. We have 9. So because the short line is on 9, so we say it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Last one or last example, we can see both the short and the long line is both on 12. So what are we gonna say? We're gonna say it is 12 o'clock. 12. Because both of the lines is on 12. So we say it is 12 o'clock. Also, we have this conversation about the girl and the boy, and the girl asking the boy, for example, what do you do to what time do you go to school? He answered, I go to school at 8 o'clock. Also, she asked him, say, what time do you come home? She say, I come home at 3 o'clock. Or she asked him, say, what do you do after school? He answered, I do my homework and I watch TV. And she say, what time do you go to bed? I go to bed at 9 o'clock. So whenever we want to ask about a time, about someone or their daily routines, we have to ask it like that. For example, we say, what time do you? We say with do, we use with you, we use do. We ask by do. So we say, if we want to ask about what time do you go to school, what time do you go back, what time do you sleep, and what do you do afternoon, about time. So your answer will be, you will talk about the time or the clock. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about another example or another things for the Unit 5, which is talking about another page. Let's go for the another page about talking about another thing. So after I explained for you how we make a question about time, also we have another subject for Unit 5, which is talking about or knowing about astronaut. What's astronaut? Astronaut is a pupil that go into the space, and they use many things and they bring many things with them to the space, and the astronaut is writing like that, A-N, and astronaut, and astronaut, A-S-T-R-O-N-A-U-T, astronaut in space. Okay, those words that you have to learn about it or know about it for this reading or this subject are those words, which is astronaut, space station, which is the station that they have to be there, which is in the space. We call it space station. It's the place that they are live in it. Or we have phone. We have phone and we have computer also, which is they needed to talk and pupil. This is talk and this is pupil. We need to talk, use phone and computer to talk to the people on Earth and tell them about the information about the space. So we have astronaut, space station, phone, pupil, and talk. And the story is talking about Ned Brown. Who's Ned Brown? Ned Brown is this boy, he's an astronaut. He lives in a space station. Okay, this is a space station, and this is Ned Brown. Okay, this is an astronaut. This is the clothes of an astronaut, and it's talking about what he do daily, his daily routine on a space. For example, he get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. He eats breakfast, then he clean the space station. After that, he got a computer, and there's a phone on the computer. We can talk to people on Earth and talk about the information on the space. After that, for the lunch, he eats a lunch at 1 o'clock. Do you see? Because he talk about the time, so he say about which clock he eat lunch or breakfast. Okay. Also, it say in the afternoon he walk in the space. He walk in the space, and the space suit is a big and thick. This is the space suit. Ned walks slowly. He looks carefully at the space station. In the evening, he eats dinner. He reads books, and he has not got a TV. Then at 10 o'clock, Ned goes to bed, and it's not a quiet in the space station. There's a computer and there's a noisy machines, and they don't stop at night. So the things that we have to learn about this reading is about how we know to write astronaut, space station, phone, pupil, and talk, and how we write space suite. This is a space suite. This is a space station, and they need phone and computer to talk to the people on Earth and give them the information about the space. Also, inside this reading, we can use the time of the things that we do daily in the evening or morning or afternoon. So our lesson for today will be end, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Our lesson for today talked about how we understand or how we know to talk or ask a question about time and how we reach the time. Also, we talked about the reading or a story of Ned Brown, which is he is living in a space on a space station, and we called him an astronaut. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you had any question, you can ask me in the online lesson. For today, I will say bye.